Welcome everybody to another episode of Hidden Sunk Games. I'm Ash, and today we're going to be taking a first look at this Monopoly Avengers edition. So I haven't looked inside this box, so as with all my first look videos, it's going to be as new to me as it is to you, and that way I get to give you honest first impressions. So anyway, let's waste no more time and let's take a look. Okay, so let's take a quick look at this Avengers edition of Monopoly. I'm quite excited about this because I did review a Marvel Comics Collector's Edition version of Monopoly a week or so ago. Really enjoyed that. It is one of my videos on my channel, so do check it out. In that version, you were actually buying all the kind of the rare and limited edition comics. So that was a nice little twist. I'm interested to see what's inside this. The cover is quite cool. You've got the comic book kind of style of the characters here. The Hulk especially looks pretty cool. Black Widow as well. Hawkeye, strange with blonde hair. I'm not sure if that is in the comics at all. But yeah, Iron Man's pretty cool. Thor, not so keen on the Thor one. Definitely the Hulk wins. And up the top here, 6 tokens. Don't really like the look of those. Not sure if they're plastic or, I don't know, steel. So let's have a look, take the lid off and see what's inside. This is a first look for me as it is for you. Okay, so the first thing that jumps out of me is this money, the money for this version. So we've got 10s, we've got 20s, and of course goes all the way up, like in all Monopolies, to 500. I don't like these actually. I think they look really basic. I don't want to keep comparing the other Monopoly, the Avengers one that I actually did, but I've also done a Game of Thrones one. The money in that was really detailed. The Marvel Comics one was really detailed. This is pretty basic, kind of, you know, thrown together. Not a fan of the money. We've got a game guide here, little rules. Obviously, I'm not going to insult anyone's intelligence explaining the rules. There's a little sneak peek of the board there, circular. That's interesting, and a few. I mean, you know, for a rule book, this is targeted more at children. I can instantly tell. So this version of Monopoly is definitely a kids version. We'll open up the board in a second, and yeah, I mean, look at these counters. Plastic, colourful, definitely aimed for kids. Not that that's a bad thing. But this isn't, you know, an adult version of Monopoly. The counters here, sorry, the playable characters. We've got Captain America in blue, Thor in red. There's the Hulk smash in green, of course. Iron Man, he is in yellow. I would have put him maybe in an orange colour. Hawkeye in purple, and the Black Widow in black. It's a real, I know this is aimed at kids, so I'm keeping an open mind, but these would look a lot cooler if they were, you know, die-cast metal, you know, like in, have a look at my Game of Thrones version and look at the player pieces you can be in that. They should have done that with this game, because these are a bit cheap and a bit tacky, if I'm honest with you. Ignoring the fact that this game is aimed for kids. It's a bit cheap and tacky. We got some player cards there. Cool artwork. I like that. These are some kind of action cards. So, but you know what? I'm not going to delve too deep into that. Yeah, they're pretty cool. And so we got shield cards there. And Hydra. Or villains. That's a shame. Why have the Hydra logo and call it villains? You should call it Hydra. Shield and Hydra, they go hand in hand. And this is kind of like chance and community chest in the original Monopoly. It doesn't take a genius to work that out. Red Skull sets a death trap. Lose 9 power and go back to the nearest villain controlled space. Interesting. Not really like the kind of standard Monopoly. Dust of Death. Move the 2 highest value markers to the 2 lowest value villain controlled spaces. Yeah, I mean, first look for me this game, so I don't know what these mean. It's not stereotypical of standard Monopoly. Whiplash uses his slash attack. Remove a location marker from any Whiplash space. I'll probably look at the reviews in maybe another video. This is of course just a first look, so initial impressions. Good quality of cards and some interesting dice here. So we got the regular dice, 2 of those, and look at this, that's pretty cool. So we've got Captain America's shield on there, there's Iron Man's head, Hawkeye's bow and arrow, the Hulk's fist, and who are we missing? A few others, Thor's hammer there as well. This is a really nice dice. I do like this. I don't know what it's used for, but they're actually kind of embedded into the dice. It's not just printed on. So I really like that dice. Let's have a quick look at the board. I already know it's circular because the instructions had a picture. Oh wow. See, now this is impressive. I've got to say I haven't been overly impressed with the game so far, but it's nice to see something different. A circular Monopoly board. I don't know if there are any other Monopoly versions out there with a circular board. If you know of any, leave a comment, but this is the first one certainly I've seen. And it's just nice to see something different. I also like the way you've got your familiar spaces, like the original Monopoly. Go to jail, there's the jail one, pass go, free parking. So there's an element of keeping to the roots of the original Monopoly. But of course you've got all these, cool, they're not even, well, they are. You've got Manhattan, but you've got 2 of Manhattan. So they're not kind of individual places. The Avengers Tower, you've got 2 of those, which is a shame. I think there's definitely enough locations in the Marvel Universe to have one single one for each, player space on here. But then above it, you've got Ultron, 400, Red Skull, 400, Loki, 320. Again, I don't know what these mean. Wakanda, that's the Black Panther's homeland, I believe. Avengers Mansion, but you've got 2 of each, 2 of that, 2 of that. Hydra Agent above that one. Abomination, the Hulk's enemy above that. Another Red Skull, so you've got a Red Skull there. And did I see a Red Skull somewhere else? Yes, I did, back there. So again, there's enough villains. You could have had maybe just original villains all the way around instead of doubling up. Asgard, the Raft, and then back to Manhattan. It's a shame that they've doubled up the locations and the villains, but it's a nice circular board. I like the design. I like this A coming right through, coming off the bottom left there and coming out the top like you can see there. So yeah, the board is good. Overall though, my first impressions of this, definitely aimed for kids. Again, check out the Marvel Comics Collector's Edition video. That is definitely a much better Monopoly from a first impression point of view than this. And you know what? I think I'm going to put together a video comparing them. I'm already giving away which one is best, but we'll put together something for you. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this first look at the Monopoly Avengers Edition. I'm sure kids would love this. I'm going to have a little read through the rules. Follow me on Twitter at @HitandSunkGames, and I'll leave some comments about how kind of user-friendly this version of Monopoly is for kids. Okay? And I'll see you all soon.